Archons, I am back again. Yes, the streak is going to continue, and as I said in my previous video, I actually have a lot to say, so I decided to kind of just roll with a couple key thoughts this week because I know I do them weekly, but there was too much to say this week, so more thoughts came. And if you watched my previous video, you would know at the end I was being pretty cryptic about something that's on my mind. And what I've been thinking about a lot lately is my local scene and how do we get it back to what it was. Some of you may not even have had a local scene to begin with. Here in Vancouver, I was privileged to have I think at one point we had 3 KeyForge nights where we were able to fire every week. One night was actually more of a casual night where you just got to show up and it was like a KeyForge social, jam games. It was amazing. I missed that night the most. But we had 2 other stores that were running events every week. So we had an abundance of KeyForge, and we would have anywhere from 8 to 20 players in a given week, which was pretty good for consistent. Our usual average, I think, was like 8 to 12. But the point is it was there and people were coming out regularly. Now we're in a place where, due to just stagnation of the game in terms of support from a governing body, which was FFG at the time, luckily we have back Ghost Galaxy. And this video is actually talking about how I think KeyForge can really come back and thrive in the most potent way. So right now, a lot of people have been feeling some kind of way about the OP announcements, the organized play. And there was this big to-do, and there's going to be vault tours, and everyone got super excited. And then now there's been actually a halt on the vault tours to a degree. For 2023, vault tours are being not looked at the same way. We only have the national championship and the worlds at the end. Now, last video I mentioned how I don't think those are the way. Now, this is why. I think that by creating really big tournaments that can draw a significant number of people in the 100 to 200 range, maybe even 300. But I think that those tournaments are actually not going to grow the player base. I'll say it again. I think that will not grow the player base. This is why. I think the majority, and I mean vast majority of people who are going to attend those high-level events are people who already invested in the game, who have been invested in the game. And I think those are great events to cater to those people. But right now, I think we're in a place where we need to get the local scene bigger. We need it to be more robust, more consistent, and have people incentivized to come out more. So if Ghost Galaxy is watching this, my take is that we need a strong push to support like the LGS, the local game store community. That's what we need to have supported. Great prize support, great infrastructure support for them so that they can grow the game. And the reason why the local scene, I think, needs to be that much greater supported than these bigger events is because that is going to be the foundation of player pool that ends up coming to these bigger tournaments anyways. That's how they will become larger than they've ever been. And I think that if the local scene is really focused on and the ambassadors around can really be given the tools and the support to help grow it, I think it will just have a ripple effect, because the way I'm kind of thinking of it is the local scene is where you're going to pull the greatest number of people from a local area that are going to get interested in the game. I don't think there's very many people who are going to straight up just go to a vault tour and invest the money to travel, to pay for the more premium event, things of that nature, having not really played the game and gotten hooked into it yet. And I think the local store, and I'm sure this isn't a revelation of a thing to state, but I truly believe that getting the store championship side of things, and even the primes that existed before, I don't know if those will be a thing under Ghost Galaxy, but the store championships have been mentioned. Those are the events that are going to truly be great. But in order to get the store championships to have new players, there needs to be the base level week to week sort of events that are going to pull people in. I think that is the crucial part of getting KeyForge back where we want it to be. Not only that, in my local game store, my greatest challenge right now of holding events is not people who are necessarily interested. It's actually finding a time within the store that they can accommodate KeyForge. A lot of games have come out that are competitive and collectible since KeyForge kind of went on a hiatus. So we are now stuck in this position. We are battling for the viability of being allowed to even use the space. And that's wild. And obviously not being product to be purchased is going to be a hindrance of getting that regular space. So when that happens, when the product's available, when there can be the support of the, not just the support of like the surprise support, but the support of product being regularly available happening, I think that is the moment when we as the community that has been here, hasn't gone away, that still loves the game, it's still representing it so hard, that is when we need to do our blitz and get everyone we can to come out and see that. Because you get them out one week, bring them out the next week. Being introduced to a new game and not being able to buy the product where you crack it and you have that feeling of discovery is detrimental to the growth right now. Period. Full stop. I truly believe that. I think the excitement and the anticipation of getting a new deck and everything that comes with it is what's needed. So until that happens, there's no point trying to pull these people into the game. I think it's a law of diminishing returns because they're going to be wanting to get something new and more. I mean, if you're the type of person who's like, I'm going to give away the decks that I have so they get that new deck as like a welcome thing, cool. But at the end of the day, people got that itch to keep opening and to get more. So unless you can provide that, I don't think you can maybe pull someone in really aggressively in a way that they're going to come week after week. I think you may pique their interest and get them to come for a period of time, but there'll be a point where they are no longer going to be coming back, I think. And they're going to go back to those other games where they can get new product, play that new feeling of, I just cracked this and this is what I got. So that's why I really think that the future of this game is going to be at the store level. Getting the weekly events firing, getting new players, seeing what's happening, the fun of the game, all that stuff, introducing them to the community, because the community is one of the most unreal things you can be a part of. And I don't mean like in general sense the community, I mean the KeyForge community. We are a fantastic group of individuals that have come together in really special ways and really shown what we can do. So bringing new people into this is just going to be like, wow, what a great gaming experience. But until they can buy their own product and experience that, and tournaments every week, just fun, casual things, they're not going to be truly invested. And until that baseline of player is grown at the store level, we won't truly see the success of Vault Tours and those bigger premier events. I do think those are crucial because they're just providing that opportunity for the current community that is the player base that has just loved this game for so long. Everyone coming together is amazing in that regard. And I mean, I love it. And I really want to travel more to those just to hang out with people. But I truly think the week in, week out store, that's where the ticket is. That is where we will win. That is where we will get to where we want this game to be and surpass these other games that have popped up while we have been on hiatus. So I'm just going to leave you with that. And I want to know what everyone else thinks. Do you think I am just talking out of nowhere here? Or is this something that resonates with you and you're like, yeah, that sounds about right? So let me know in the comments, and feel free to hit me up on Discord. As always, folks, may your amber never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.